Welcome to Thomas Kipley DuGan's Reading Room. You have come to a good place for education, information, and to just relax, enjoy yourself for free. My name is Thomas Kipley DuGan, and I am, among other things, a damn good writer, author of a few books, published by Bentworth Press, a commercial risk publishing house, which I established in 1990. I have done more than any author of any book. I began my writing in 1978 with a book titled Pyramids in You in Relation to Thought, the Controlling Factor. As mentioned above, Bentworth Press, its name was created. I taught this self the computer, software, Ventura, the OCR, and how to build camera-ready text in 1988. Publishing process was learned to a degree. A long sheet was obtained with 100 ISBN, International Standard Book Numbers, from Bowker. I personally built a text, created a title, Through the Eyes, and an adventure through America. A cover was created with the help of a camera-ready art company, artist, and photographer, Bud Fisher of Reno, Nevada. I went through the process of having printed 5,000 copies, distributing book wholesalers and bookstores, plus the booking of bookstores, radio, and TV. Traveling throughout the United States in a bus with car in tow, doing interviews, autographing books, I would stop randomly at neighborhoods and introduce myself, give information about my book, sell few copies, though mainly listen to people's stories, their life experiences. Once I was invited in a house of a scientist and listened to his wife for a period of 5 hours, and it was the only house I visited, the only book sold that evening. I traveled from Reno, Nevada to New York City, where I was interviewed by Richard Rothman, mayor of Times Square and mentor, David Letterman's mentor. Mr. Rothman made a joke about Reno while I was there. He reported to me that he and his wife plus another couple went to Reno, and they ended in both couples getting a divorce, and he had not been back since. From New York City, it was onward to Florida, to Las Vegas, Nevada, and on to Southern California. Many people, neighborhoods, were met along the way. I had touched them and they me. My words were hard-lived, though priceless. My writing, the hard enduring process, was rewarded where there was not enough money to buy those rewards. Mentioning to people about writing where Through the Eyes left off, about the publishing process, they spoke that the book would be a $1 million seller. However, a lady in Encinitas, California, just a few miles north of San Diego, suggested I write about my Vietnam experiences first. People could learn more about me and then write the above-mentioned book. Her advice was taken seriously, and the title Trip Across the Pond was created in 1992. To make mention, during this time, there was no job, no money, and no fixed place in the United States. Trip Across the Pond was constructed camera-ready text from computer, and inside a friend's garage, the camera-ready text was pasted on 17 by 11-inch graph paper. The table was made from 2x4s, cardboard, and aluminum shielded light. A copy store painted enough 17 by 11s to make 50 copies of the book, and halftones from photos were created inexpensively. From there, gold stamps were purchased, and a bindery constructed 50 Smythe sewn copies, the Cadillac of all books. After giving a cover design, text, photos to an art studio, a dust jacket was created. Essentially, all work was created by me. Once again, I'd stopped in neighborhoods across America, although I had 2 books to sell that time. Trip Across the Pond was, and still is, a good book, perhaps my best book so far. Consensus was, once you started reading, you couldn't put the book down. and people said they got every penny's worth. However, not having other than a pigeon of money, Trip Across the Pond never got a fair shot at the all-time bestseller. Quoting an editor of the publishing company, she told me it is a top-notch book and went on to tell me how much she loved it. Other publishers refused my originality. They believe there is no audience for originality. In any event, you have come to a good place for education, information, and just to relax, enjoy yourself for free. So take off your shoes, kick back, relax, and listen to my story taken from my book, Trip Across the Pond, A Personal Vietnam Experience. Thank you, and catch the first chapter.